house always wins. Play long enough, you never change the stakes, the house takes you. Unless, when that perfect hand comes along, you bet big, and then you take the house. I've been practicing this pitch a little bit. Did I rush it? Felt like I rushed.
That was good, I liked it.
What's up, everybody, and welcome back to the Big Easy Bets podcast. I'm your host, Logan, and with me in the studio, Nick Von Brick.
What up?
With us on the ones and twos, Joseph Ascani.
What do?
This is episode 173. Conference championships are here, NFL Week 13. But before we get to that, we're going to have to recap what may go down as the most profitable week we've had on this podcast collectively, I think, for myself. Before we do that, hit subscribe on YouTube. If you're watching there, hit the subscribe button. Spotify, Apple Podcasts, wherever. Hit subscribe. Tell a friend about the podcast. If we helped you win a bet last week, which I'm willing to bet we did, go ahead and reward us by either telling a friend, hit subscribe, do something. We're getting to the nitty-gritty now. That might have been the best week we've ever had.
It was a good one.
It was. Did you go out the night before Thanksgiving? Did you?
Yeah, it sucked.
Jesus Christ.
Okay?
You didn't have...
I'm old as shit.
Okay, well, so that wasn't it. You said, like, you made the mistake going out, and so you were breaking the curse.
Yeah, but I behaved myself.
And so you just went out again? Well.
I was screaming at them all, telling them they're going to go to hell.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, like the people on Bourbon Street.
Yeah.
With a megaphone.
I had a fantastic Thanksgiving. I lost my first game of the day. Didn't lose another one after that. But before we get to that, we'll just kind of go through a couple different things. You went to the Saints game in Atlanta.
Yep.
How was that?
Terrible.
Not good?
Yeah, Ludacris came down from the fucking rafters on a bungee cord. At halftime.
Oh,
Move, bitch. Get out the way.
Yeah, Dennis Allen, we saw him at the charity event, not going over X's and O's for Atlanta, and then y'all might as well rode together. Went on over to Atlanta, laid an egg, no touchdowns, a lot of field goals, and now we're trying out new kickers. Poor fucking kid goes like 4 or 5, or I don't even know what it was.
Yeah, because he can't make one when it doesn't matter.
Yeah, so they're bringing in goddamn Crosby. I mean, all in all, how was the trip? Y'all had fun?
Yeah, it was a good time.
Long car ride home?
Not too long. It's only like 6.5 hours away.
Yeah, but after a loss, it's like 9 hours.
Yeah.
You don't care? You're out? You're not a fan?
I mean, I bet on them. That's what I cared about the most.
Yeah, we were talking about that. Was that a you're going to the game bet?
No, I fucking beat the line by 3.5 points.
Did it go Saints 2.5?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't even know. Yeah, I mean, it's just another example of teams that we should beat. You take the Vikings, for example, last night. Dobbs looks like a clown. We made him look like Michael Vick. We played a lot of teams terribly because we have such a weak schedule, yet we can't win games. So we have a tremendous problem. It starts at the top and on the way down. Alvin Kamara said that we don't have an identity on offense. Then Dennis Allen gets up there and he's like, I disagree with that. I think we have an explosive offense. What the fuck? What are you talking about? What are we talking about? Derek Carr stinks. Mm-hmm. Derek Carr stinks. Somebody tweeted it out, and I do remember seeing it, like the people in his camp, the point of the tweet was it bothers them how they made it seem like he was doing us a favor by coming to New Orleans. And I did get that vibe.
Yeah.
His brother was kind of making, like this was going to be Derek Carr's revenge tour, and he was going to prove the Raiders how he was going to prove them wrong, but almost like we were a charity case, and he chose us. Derek Carr fucking sucks. You could take a lot of other quarterbacks and put them with this team, and we'd be a problem.
Mm-hmm.
I'd almost venture to say I'd take Andy Dalton before I took Derek Carr. I'm not even kidding. When I really think about it, dude, when he gets into the red zone, it's a fucking joke. It's horrible. The fact that we settled for that many field goals, he's running around holding the ball like a loaf of bread, getting it smacked. It was like when a kid is like trying to play one-on-one in the driveway on like a little fucking baby goal, and you're just swatting the shit. That's how he got that ball hit out of his hand. Like it was a fucking Nerf football. I don't know. I don't know what to do. It's just a really weird time to be a Saints fan. There's really no hope. Zero hope on the horizon. We'll transition to Saints would currently have the 12th pick, I believe. Do they draft Jaden Daniels?
I don't know.
You can't. Unless you trade Carr.
No one wants Carr.
Nobody.
You gotta cut Carr.
No, I know, but we just eat the money?
I don't know.
What do?
I told him we're going to suck for years.
Yes.
It's over.
It really is. No, yeah, we're going to be really bad for quite a while. There's no light at the end of this tunnel. And people are going to freak out when we don't draft Daniels because we paid so much money to Carr that you got to see your investment through. I don't know. I don't know what to do. But Heisman update on Jaden Daniels. He's now currently a slight underdog.
Mm-hmm.
How do you feel about that?
I don't know.
Who would you vote for?
I mean, it's clear who I would vote for.
Give him your pitch for Daniels for Heisman. Why should Daniels win the Heisman?
Because I need this money.
Don't pitch us. Pitch the voters.
No, I don't really think it's even close.
Go ahead.
But I mean, statistically, it's really not.
I mean, playing devil's advocate, Bo Nix is having a great year. Oregon's good, 11-1, 8-1 in the Pac-12, number 6 in the nation.
Yeah, but
high completion percentage.
Bo Nix would be third string on LSU.
Stop.
No, he would.
Stop.
Nussmeier's better than
you
Bo
got to
Nix.
stop with that. That's where I draw the line.
No,
That's where I draw the line.
Bo Nix got run out of town by Brian Harsin. They kicked his ass. They said, "See you later, pal."
I draw the line at Nussmeier.
Let's not forget who Bo Nix was.
No, that's a fact. That's the biggest argument, I would say, that nobody's going to pay attention to, and it is the fact that you want to take an example of Pac-12 versus SEC football. Look at Omar Spades. He was at Oregon State, right?
Yeah.
He's the worst linebacker in the SEC.
Yeah, he's one of the worst I've ever seen.
He's fucking horrific. He was good at Oregon State. So that goes to show you right there. Just that's a front row, firsthand example. Omar Speights is the worst linebacker on our team. He was a very good linebacker in the Pac-12. So the level of competition is nowhere to be found. It's not comparable whatsoever. Jaden Daniels came from the Pac-12 to the SEC and grew into the player that he is. So this turned into my sales pitch, but this was supposed to be you're pitching the voters. You stack them up side by side, numbers. Why should Jaden Daniels win the Heisman Trophy over Bo
Well,
Nix?
everyone saw the before this week the 20-yard passes for touchdowns to 20-yard completions.
Yeah.
Jaden Daniels has 90 plays of 20 yards or more
Mm-hmm.
this season. That's incredible.
Yeah, it is.
Bo Nix has 48. So he's
Yeah.
nearly doubling them in it big time explosive plays.
Yeah, what it really boils down to is if Oregon had one more loss, it wouldn't even be a discussion. It'd be Daniels in a runaway. If Oregon had 2 losses, it would be Daniels in a runaway, in my opinion. But Bo Nix is playing very good. He's playing. It is wild to see because when we first started the podcast, it was Bo Nix's freshman year, right? Or was that his second? Was that the second year of the podcast?
It was his first. Our first year was his freshman year.
Yes, and he goes and plays Justin Herbert in the neutral site game, throws it up to the big receiver who I'm blanking on his name. He was there for quite a while with Auburn. Just throws a fucking prayer. You were on him.
Yeah.
I was on the Ducks. Just throws up a prayer and then proceeds to the legend of Bo Nix grew from there, that he wasn't very good and couldn't play well on the road. And, yeah, got ran out of town, ran out of the SEC. And to see him turn into what he is now, if he wins the Heisman Trophy, it's going to be like almost like an out-of-body
They
experience.
went to T.J. Finley over Bo Nix. T.J. Finley's Texas State's quarterback.
Yeah.
It's not – the argument to me is like just all the numbers. The numbers that Daniels is putting up, he's in a company with Burrow.
Yeah.
So it's like
– And you're putting up those numbers in the toughest conference in football. The most comparable thing to
strength of
professional.
schedule is a big thing. We have the second toughest strength of schedule.
Yeah, it's the most
Oregon's isn't even close.
comparable conference to professional football. So you're doing it against Ole Miss and Alabama and whoever, like all the best of the best. You're not trouncing, but beating Mizzou. Like, who's Oregon's best win?
Yeah.
You know? So they can vote now, though. Would you rather them vote now or vote after the game?
I think most people vote before.
I don't
That's
know.
just my judgment.
I feel like maybe they used to, but how could you? I don't know. Because this is the biggest game. This is a rematch of the game that they lost. So this is like a Heisman moment opportunity.
Mm-hmm.
I don't understand how could you, and if you do vote before, how do you not go Daniels? So if that's the case, that should lean in your favor, in my opinion. Because you just watch, I mean, granted, Bo Nix had a good game too, but you just watched Jaden Daniels put the team on his back in the second half and win the game. So, and cover. So, I don't know. It'll be interesting. It'll be, 18-1 odds. We'll see what happens if we can get 2 Heisman Trophy winners in the last 5 years. That'd be impressive. So, yeah, it's no secret. We had an incredible week. One of the best weeks I've ever had. I had such a good week, the bookie had to pay me in 2 separate transactions. 2 separate sets. That's when you know you fucking hit them good. Bam did not have a good week. So Bam disrespected me the other week. Bam decided to go against the family. So I told him, I said, Bam, you stood in my wedding, for Christ's sakes. Bam was showing me another person that he started getting his plays from, somebody that was doing very well. So he said. So I said, okay, send me after the fact, send me how he did. So I know for a fact that Bam decided to not listen to us this week, coming off of one of the worst weeks we've had in quite a while. So the guy Bam listened to didn't win a game.
Who?
I'm definitely not going to say rookie question. Poor Bam had the worst betting week that he's ever had. That's what he said.
Good for him.
Good for him is right. I told him, I said, there's brighter days ahead, but I've told everybody for 5 years now, 4 years, 5 seasons, that if you hop off the train after a bad week, you're going to get buried. And it happened to one of our own. So it's like he's Fredo from The Godfather. So that's what happens. You go against the family, that's what happens. You're like, okay, I don't take you out into the lake. But he learned his lesson. I told him there's brighter days ahead, but poor Bam was going through it while we were cashing in all week, almost every single game. So do I have anything else? Oh, the Iron Bowl was fucking insane.
Yeah.
Which that would fall under the recap for Joseph's picks. But what the fuck? I told Lindsay because she was like, Alabama got down there, and she's like, so Alabama's going to win. I was like, if you had to bet on it right now, yeah, you would say, yes, Alabama's going to score the football. I was like, but that's what's great is even if you're on the 1 yard line, you still got to do it. You got to play it. Anything can happen. I was like, you could get a holding. You could get whatever. Then they snapped the ball over his fucking head. She's like, oh, my God. I was like, what the fuck is going on? And then the very next play, he gets it ineligible or illegal forward pass because he's 3 yards past the line of scrimmage. I couldn't believe.
Well, he went past and then he tried to go back.
Yeah.
He can't do that.
But I was like, no way he's about to throw it. I thought he was like going to fake it or something. And then he literally threw it. I was like, oh, my God. And then 4th and 31. Hugh Freeze should be fired for allowing, one, you drop 8 and you allow a one-on-one. How does a one-on-one happen?
Yeah.
How do you get one-on-one in the back corner of the end zone? That's criminal that they even allowed that to happen. They deserve to lose. Bad teams find a way to fucking blow these games. That's just the way it is. You have to get lucky along the way sometimes, but good teams put themselves in positions to win. The fact that they allowed a one-on-one in the back corner of the end zone, and then they want to cry and ask for the push-off, you're not going to get the fucking push-off. You're not. They're never going to call that. It wasn't that egregious.
No.
I couldn't believe it. I really couldn't. It was like, that's why college football is the best shit ever, because shit like that happens. Because Auburn loses to New Mexico State as a 23.5 point favorite. They lose outright by 30. And then they have it in the bag, and they're going to beat Alabama in the Iron Bowl, ruin their chances of a national championship. And then they muff the punt, and then they fucking just the series of events. If you don't muff that punt, I couldn't believe it. Coy Moore is a fucking jackass. I mean, it's got to be a punch in the gut if you're a Auburn fan, obviously, because it was like, yeah, you lose to New Mexico State, worst loss probably in program history, and then quickly that's all forgotten because you're about to beat Alabama in the Iron Bowl, and then 4th and 31, you let them get it. I couldn't believe it. So, all right, we'll get into the recap. Yeah, it was a great week. Last year, we got absolutely steamrolled during Thanksgiving. I had the worst Thanksgiving of my life, and I'm not even exaggerating. This was a different go-round. We'll start with college football just because, we'll get to the NFL recap later. The Egg Bowl, Mississippi State plus 11.5. Mississippi State was live in this game for a while. What was it, like 3-0 for a while?
Yeah.
And then, let me just pull it up because there was so much shit going on.
3-0 at half.
Yeah, 3-0 at halftime, and then you're looking at 10-7 going into the fourth quarter. Mississippi State was only able to find the end zone one time, but their defense played spectacular. So the under 55 was a wrap. With 3-0 at halftime, you would need a miracle to not hit the under. And then the 11.5, it did get dicey. I remember because I can't remember what. I mean, obviously they made it a 10-point game, but didn't they get the ball back? They got the ball back or something, and it was. Didn't they have to? They ran it and they knelt it. Mm-hmm. It did get dicey.
Yeah.
So they were in field goal range. That's why I was like, Lane Kiffin could be an asshole. So, but he didn't. They were able to pick up the first down, run out the clock. So a double winner in the Egg Bowl. Then we won my first 2 college football games. Then we go to Friday, and I lose my first 2. TCU plus 10.5 was a bad pick. But there was rumors that Dylan Gabriel wasn't going to play. He played. They put up like 70. But TCU scored like 48?
45.
45 fucking points. And they let Oklahoma score 69. They had a chance to backdoor this potentially. They made it close. They were right there. And then
it was 14 points game in the fourth quarter.
Yeah. And then Nebraska -1 was my lock of the week. So this was unbelievably frustrating because Nebraska couldn't do a damn thing in the first half. And then they woke up in the second half, and Iowa didn't convert a first down until like late into the fourth quarter. Nebraska blocked 2 field goals, but they missed one of their own. That would have been critical. But they get the ball back. They get the ball back with an opportunity to go put a drive together. You don't even have to go that far after they got an interception. Chuba Purdy with a fucking horrific pass. The linebacker was so clearly visible, and he threw it right to him. So just a really frustrating finish. The game was there for Nebraska to take, and they wouldn't do it. They kept fumbling the football, which has plagued them all year. So nothing new there. You would like to think eventually we're fucking week 12 that they would figure it out and stop fumbling the football, but they don't. They muffed the punt. Just a ton of mistakes that could have easily been avoided. And then if you can make the field goal, it's a completely different story. So we got 2, gave 2 back, and then we went on a run. Oregon -13.5 was an easy cover. Oregon dominated.
Yeah, 31-7.
Yeah, and then New Mexico plus 8.5. I had it, so it was an even better week than on paper. I had it, but the line had already come down. I knew Lagasse wasn't going to play. I don't understand why they came out with that line. This game went to overtime. New Mexico lost by 3. Tulane -3. They were on the fortunate side of multiple UTSA turnovers. It was a little sweaty there down the stretch, but they cover. Michigan -3. We can talk about it. I feel like I kind of hit the nail on the head in terms of McCord is just a guy. McCord's not good enough to. He was the difference. If they had even a halfway decent quarterback, they win the game. I felt like they played pretty well, to be honest. I felt like Michigan was kind of leaving opportunities open, but the interception from McCord in the beginning, 2 interceptions. You start the game with an interception, you end the game with an interception. So that was the difference. J.J. McCarthy didn't really fuck it up for him like McCord did. So did you have any takeaways, anything noteworthy?
I mean, we were close to pushing because if Michigan would have gotten one more first down, they would have been able to run the clock out. But luckily, they had to kick a field goal
Yeah.
with 20-something seconds or whatever was left.
Yeah.
So that was the main reason why we had to take 3.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and they covered the opening line too, which is also impressive. McCord.
Yeah, luckily it didn't stay at 5.5.
Yeah, I know.
That would have sucked.
McCord's just not that good though.
Yeah.
He's the problem. I don't think he'll be the quarterback next year. So if Ryan Day's there, I don't think McCord's there.
Yeah. They're already talking about possible transfers.
I saw an interest in Cam Ward.
Yeah.
That'd be sick. Speaking of Cam Ward, we were both on at Wazoo plus 16.5. I'm going to be honest. I had a slight money line sprinkle on this at plus 600.
I was hoping they would win.
That would have been fucking sick. I'm going to be honest. Washington's decision to go for it, that just goes to show you their defense is trash. They have no faith in their defense. They ran a jet sweep or some shit on 4th and 2 from their own 30-yard line. You don't get that, it's ball game. It's over. Granted, they picked up 40 or 50 yards off of it, so ballsy-ass call. And
it was a beautiful play design.
Yes, fortune favors the bold, but that told you right there they don't believe in their defense at all. So
It was like that fake inside handoff.
Yeah, they did misdirection.
Yeah. But nonetheless, Wazoo was live. Hitting a plus 600 would have been fucking sick.
Yeah.
That would have definitely been my best week of all time. So we cover there. LSU minus 10.5. It was a really slow start. But then it quickly became apparent late in that second half, A&M wasn't going to do anything on offense anymore. The defense figured it out. And then they finally pulled their head out of their ass. And then we needed one more touchdown. And we were able to get it. So LSU covers the number. Cal plus 9.5. We in the night with a outright dominant winner. I texted you this. Cal is a team that I am certainly, because they're going bowling, I'm going to keep an eye out for who their matchup. That's a team I'm going to look at because they've got young players. I told you I'm pretty sure Ott is coming back. Yeah, he's only a sophomore. They're going to be a team that wants to win a bowl game for sure. They got young players coming back next year, and they've got talent, dude. They really do. And then Florida plus 6.5. This one was so frustrating because Billy Napier's not a good coach. I mean, we can stop beating around the bush there. Billy Napier is a bad coach. You've got players hitting the coach's arms off of them, spitting on players, violently spitting, not even just spitting. I'm talking from the depths of his fucking stomach, spitting whatever could come up twice. And then the late hit on Rodemaker.
Mm-hmm.
You don't do that. You win. They cover the spread if you don't do that.
Yeah.
He's clearly sliding. It's going to be 4th and 2. They're going to punt the ball back, and they fucking smoked the shit out of him. 2 of them did it. So it's I don't know. I don't think Billy Napier is a good coach. Do you?
I don't know.
What do you mean?
I don't really have a strong opinion on it, but Florida's always been a team that does stupid shit for years.
Yeah, I mean, you saw the video of the coach holding the player back and he fucking hits his that right there. That sums it up.
You got to run those players out of the fucking building.
Yeah, but I don't think he does. I mean, I know it's not going to happen overnight. I understand. But, the fact that he, to hit the coach off of you like that is crazy. In college football. So that one was frustrating because the offense for Florida was looking good in the first half. So the quarterback's not bad.
Yeah, they were able to run the ball.
Yeah. And then the last 2 drives, the D-line for Florida State just woke up and was Jesus Christ. They smoked the fuck out of him on the strip sack.
Mm-hmm.
Same thing, knocked the ball out like it was a fucking Nerf ball. I was oh my God. It is what it is. It's frustrating, but that just goes to show you the losses hurt worse than the losses are more noteworthy than the wins because after I lost the first 2 that day, I rallied off 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in a row and went 6 out of my last 7, and I was so mad. I was so pissed after that Florida game because it's still those games that hang in the balance still aren't going my way. Every other game that I won, pretty much, Like Michigan, we weren't in danger of losing. It was going to be a push at worst. It was looking like. Cal, blowout. Wazoo nearly wins outright. LSU, late cover. But still, in the second half, when they flipped the switch, Oregon, easy win. Mississippi State, Ole Miss, like easy winners. Still, those games that hang in the balance can't get lucky. So it's just frustrating. 8-3 on the week for me. One of the better weeks I've had in quite some time. Nearly clawed all the way out of the gutter. 52, 55, and 4, 6 and 8 in my locks of the week. Obviously, we lost the most important one, but we made up for it by winning a lot of them. You had 8 plays.
Yeah, I went 5-3. I had the Egg Bowl under 55.5. It was an easy winner. Next bet was TCU plus 10.5. We talked about it. Oklahoma. His offense was unstoppable in the game. 69 points scored. Missouri minus 7.5. Missouri dog walked Arkansas. KJ Jefferson got knocked out early in this game, which that helped. But Michigan minus 3. I also was on the under 46.5. We just weren't able to get enough stops and force field goals there at the end. There was 50-something points scored, something like that.
Yeah.
Florida plus 6.5. We talked about it. Wisconsin minus 2 was my lock of the week. Wisconsin won 28-14. Did I miss any? Washington State.
Wazoo, yeah.
Yeah, we talked about it. I thought Washington State was going to be live in this one. I thought they were going to scare Washington. They did. It would have been nice for them to win, though.
Yes. And I wanted to take Penn State. Penn State beat the shit out of Michigan State, 42-0.
Yep.
I should have just have done it. You hear people chirping, and sometimes you pull back. I should have just fucking went with what I know best. If Penn State is playing a trash Big Ten school and they're 20 points or less, you take them. Joseph, how many plays did you have?
I had 7 plays.
How'd you do?
Went 5-2. Yep, 5-2. I switched, luckily, on that Thursday game, the Egg Bowl. I'm glad I didn't stick with the over. Some of my breakdown kind of pointed towards Mississippi State, so I'm glad I switched on that one. And then I took the under, Iowa, Nebraska. I think it ended right on the hook, huh? Or no, 23. So that was a good hit. And then my lock was one of my 2 losses, like Nick just touched on, the under 46.5. Couple field goals that we couldn't get there at the end. Prevented us staying under that. And then I was at the game for A&M at LSU. I was on the over. I actually was able to live bet when they were down 10. Money line LSU. That was easy.
Yeah.
Then Auburn. We talked on that one too. That was a good pick, plus 15. That's always a close game. And then I was on the right side of that Florida State game. That was a weird one for sure. And then the wrong side of the Cal UCLA, I was on UCLA, but they played like crap. Cal's pretty good. And that brings me to 32 and 22 overall, and 6 and 8 in my locks.
32 and 22 is very good. Alrighty. Let's get into it. Conference championship weekend is here. I am probably going to have a play for every single one, except maybe one. We'll see. How many total do you have?
I think I'm going to go with all of them.
Good. This is the time.
I might run some switcherooskies. I don't know about some of these.
What does that mean exactly? Like if I say something, you might switch?
No, I don't know.
Oh, you're just going to
I'm already starting to second guess the first game on Friday.
Yeah, definitely. No, yeah, there's some tough ones here. Once we get down to the nitty gritty, the end of the season games, we definitely typically get a little more aggressive. So worked last week though. So let's see if we can work again. Friday, December 1st, New Mexico State and Liberty Conference USA Championship. I've got this at a 10-point spread. Total is, Jesus Christ, I don't want anybody to see my shit before I give it out. 54.5 is what I see it at.
Yep.
You want me to go first? You to go first?
It doesn't matter.
I'll go first. Alrighty. Conference USA doesn't do a neutral site, so this will be a home game for Liberty. I'm going to take the over, 54.5. Liberty's only scored under 30 points one time this season. You took them over 8 wins. I think it was 8.5, one of the two. Plus money. They haven't lost. They're undefeated. Nobody really saw New Mexico State sitting at 10 wins either, but Pavia is going to have to help us in the scoring department. I am going to take the over. I want to lay the points with Liberty. What are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, I have here New Mexico State plus 10, but 10.5, but it did come down to 10. I'm just going to lay it with Liberty now.
Okay. All right. I'll lay it with Liberty too. I have it down. The half point.
Yeah.
Sweet. No, okay, so it worries me. Pavia is very much, I know the team well. I know, and they're one of the best teams against the spread. Pavia is very wishy-washy. There was rumors circulating that he might have been a little banged up. I don't know how much truth there is to that, but I mean, he had multiple turnovers last week against Jacksonville State. He will put the ball up for grabs. This New Mexico State defense is good, but I don't buy into the fact that they're going to be able to stop Liberty. They are good. They're much improved. I don't think that they're going to be able to stop Liberty. So Liberty's going to do the brunt of the scoring here. New Mexico State, Pavia's mobility, they will be able to put some points on the board, enough to hit the over, but Liberty will win by 10 points or more. So I'm going to take Liberty. I will take the over 54.5. You're just on Liberty?
Yeah, I would lean over, though, just because the offenses are good. Liberty, 9th ranked third down offense in the nation. New Mexico State defensively, like you said, they aren't bad, but I think in the end, just Liberty's superior.
Yeah. That's why I'm leaning. It's a tough one, though, because, I mean, I remember the bowl game last year. I was on the right side of that. I'm hoping this is not got the same vibe to that. Joseph, are you on this game?
No.
Okay, so the second game on Friday, the Pac-12 championship. Is anybody on it?
Yeah.
Are you on it?
Yeah.
I'll let y'all go.
This is going to be like an unconventional play. In the first game, Washington won 36-33. Oregon missed, I think, 2 field goals in that game. We know Oregon's defense is better, but Washington's defense has played a little bit better as the season's gone on. It's been the offenses that kind of slowed down, so I'm going to take the Oregon team total under 38.5.
I fucking knew it. Are you fading him in hopes that he has a bad game?
No, it's just fucking numbers, bro. It's my fucking numbers tell me to take.
Oh, man.
I think this is a fucking, everyone thinks it's points. It's going to be a snooze fest. But I'm taking Oregon team total under 38.5. Washington probably keeps it close with the defense in this one.
Of course I'm on the over.
This is my lock of the week, so we'll have to come back to it for me. You're on the over?
Yeah. Jeez.
Yeah. I'll wait for my lock, but okay. So you're over what?
66.5.
Okay. Alrighty. Yeah, like I said, this is my lock of the week, so we'll come back to it. Saturday, first game, Oklahoma State and Texas. The Big 12 championship in Arlington. Texas 14-point favorites, over under 55.5. I'm taking Texas. I'm laying the points.
Yeah, I'm taking Texas as well.
Okay, I'm taking Texas as well.
Why do you say it like that? Were you thinking of something else?
No, I have Texas minus 14 with some question marks. I have Texas's run defense looking great. Oklahoma State's run game obviously looking great. Texas blew out Texas Tech last week. The defense looked phenomenal. Is that enough to cover the 14? That's kind of why I had those question marks, but I'm going to take it with you guys.
I'm also on the over too. I'm going to be side and total on a few this week. We're sending more shots. So Texas has been. This is the way I look at it. And actually, I have a question that we'll come back to. But Texas has basically been penalized for looking bad, but people disregard the fact that they were without Ewers. Texas they don't control their own destiny, but if they go out and put up a number right here, it's going to help their case big time because Alabama's going to be in a tough spot with Georgia. If they show a dominant performance, I think it could go a long way for them landing the number 4 spot. They just beat Texas Tech by 50. You have to stop Ollie Gordon. I think he had 5 touchdowns last week. He is the bulk of Oklahoma State's offense. He's exactly what they want to do. Sell out on Ollie Gordon, stop him, make life easier, make life harder for Bowman or whoever's fucking playing quarterback these days for Oklahoma State. I think Texas trounces them in this one. I think we see a similar to last week against Texas Tech.
Yeah, I do too. Texas is 20th in the nation in yards per play. Oklahoma State's defense is 110th in the nation in yards per play allowed. Oklahoma State has a decent offense, but Texas ranks first in the nation in third down defense. So
I love that.
I think Texas rolls in this one, gets a big-time statement win to add to the resume for their college football playoff hopes.
Yeah, like you can't just win this. You got to dominate them. You got to go out and leave no doubt that, okay, Texas deserves to be in if the chips fall where Texas needs them to. So what would Texas need to do to get in? Florida State has to lose? And then I mean, it falls back on the okay. So
Also, they probably need Georgia to win.
okay, so hold on. Here's the scenario. Michigan's in. Bama beats Georgia. Bama beats Georgia. Oregon beats Washington. Florida State, we'll say Florida State loses. Florida State loses. They're out. So Bama has now beat Georgia. You've got Michigan in. You've got Oregon in.
You got Bama in.
Would Bama go?
Yeah.
Definitely.
Would Georgia go?
That's a tough question.
Well, that's the that's the question.
What's going to make it even tougher is if Florida State wins.
So, yes. If Georgia loses, I don't think they go.
Yeah, I think they might be out. It depends on how the game goes, you know.
You have to put stock into the head-to-head matchups. You have to. And if it comes down to it where if Texas blows out Oklahoma State and Bama wins, if Bama goes and Texas doesn't go, it just discredits the games. And we talked about this on the last episode. I think you leave Georgia out. It matters when you lose, definitely. But Texas went. You would, of all of them, you could make the argument before we play this weekend's games, because obviously these will be impressive wins. But you could make the argument, unless I'm forgetting of a team, but you make the argument that Texas has the most impressive win.
Yeah.
Of any of them. On the road in Tuscaloosa to start the season. So, and that's what they keep saying about Alabama. They're a different team now. It's like Texas still had to, like, nobody had an advantage. Nobody had a leg up. So it's like you could say Texas is a different team. And I feel like people are penalizing them for nearly losing to Kansas State and a couple other subpar performances. But they were without their starting quarterback for quite a while. But I just think it sets a really bad precedent if you put Bama in over them, and Texas has the head-to-head matchup. They beat them. They lined up head-to-head and won.
Yeah, you can't put Alabama in and leave them out. I don't think
And
that's
leave
gonna
Texas
happen.
out, you're saying? Yeah.
Because they won on the road in Alabama. They didn't win at home. They won.
No, that's what
in
makes it even
Alabama.
more impressive. Yeah, so like I'm saying, if you stack them up, they have the most impressive win. And it was like they showed out. They played well. It wasn't like and honestly, Milroe played pretty good that game. With the deep balls, at least. He was putting points up on the board. It wasn't like it was like a defensive battle and no offense could get it going or whatever. Like Texas put points on the board on Alabama's defense. So I think that'll be interesting. I lean towards Georgia's got to be out, which is crazy because they've been so dominant, but it matters when you lose, I think. Because you just set a bad precedent otherwise. That's my thoughts on it. But yeah, I think we see Texas come out and lay a big number here. I think they put up pounding on Oklahoma State. MAC championship, Miami of Ohio versus Toledo. I've got the line at 8. I'm taking the underdog. And I have nothing else to give you. I have nothing else to give anybody about the MAC championship. It's the conference that doesn't make sense. You're going to give me 8 points with Miami of Ohio, 10-2, 7-1 in the MAC. I'll take it. That's all I got. What are you taking?
I'm gonna take Toledo minus 7.5.
Okay. Have you watched a single MAC team play this season?
No.
And you're just not going to ride.
Yeah, I'm not taking Miami of Ohio.
Why is that?
I mean, their offense just isn't any good. These teams have played, so that should be noted. It was a 4-point loss for Miami of Ohio. Gabbert broke his leg in this one, so that's something to keep in mind. That the quarterback that finished the game wasn't the one that started it. It was a really close matchup. 318 yards for Toledo, 299 for Miami of Ohio. So Miami of Ohio was able to contain Toledo's high-powered offense. Yeah, I'm just gonna lay in with Toledo.
That's a lot of points.
It is, but it's Miami of Ohio had to fight back in this one in the first matchup.
They're scrappy.
And Gabbert was a big part of them fighting back. He's not going to play because his leg's still broken. So I'm taking Toledo.
Yeah, like I said, I don't have a strong lean. It's a lot of points. I don't have much to give. So we're going to take the 8 and we're going to hope. So Mountain West Championship, Boise State versus UNLV. Which way are you leaning?
This one's tough.
It is very tough.
Yeah.
I don't feel strongly about this one, but I think I'm on the right side. Wait, are you on the MAC?
No.
Okay. You want me to go?
Yeah.
I'm taking UNLV plus 2.5. UNLV's far exceeded expectations. They're playing for a 10-win season. I'm going to take them getting the points. Boise was down 10-0 against Utah State. Then Lagasse got hurt. I think Air Force has long been exposed, so I'm not really blown away by what they did last week. UNLV's 4th in the nation on third down, 51%. They're 5th in the nation in red zone offense. They're 16th in turnover margin. I don't believe in Taylor Green. I've said it time and time again. If UNLV is going to be this efficient, they're going to move the chains and score when they get to the red zone. I think we see UNLV win this game outright. They're going for a 10-win season. It's been a Cinderella run for them. Both teams has really good field goal kickers, so I'm not really – and UNLV has the better one by a little bit. I'm not really worried about getting burned there. Boise State has played a lot of teams close. They've been on the wrong end of a couple bad losses, unlucky losses. But I just think UNLV's a little too efficient and not on the blue turf. It's a different ball game. Taylor Green's not that good. He's not efficient enough as a passer to consistently put points up on the board. I wish we could have saw the outcome of the Utah State game if Lagasse doesn't get hurt because they were up 10-0 about to go make it 17. So in this UNLV team, I think is a little it's comparable. They got a mobile quarterback.
Yeah.
And they're efficient. So I'm going to take the points.
Yeah, I want to take UNLV. So that's what I'm going to do. Like you said, I think the third down conversion rate is impressive. Boise State's defense is not very good this year, 104th in the nation in yards per play allowed. Whereas last year the defense kind of carried them. So
just take the points with UNLV.
it's tough because Boise State's offense is pretty good.
Yeah, it's woken up for sure. But I'm telling you, if it's a shootout, Taylor Green will make mistakes. That's the way I
trust
feel.
you.
That's the way I feel. Are you on this, Joseph?
No.
Okay, so we go to the SEC Championship, 3 p.m. kickoff. Georgia and Alabama. You can get 5.5s. You can get 6s. See 54.5, give or take. I've placed a bet for just about everything else. I have not placed a bet for this one yet. And I am. Do you feel good about it?
No.
Me neither. I'm pretty conflicted. This is tough. One thing I do, let me see. I am on the under 55. But as far as side, I have not decided.
Yeah, there's 5.5 to 6.5 available.
Is there anything higher than a 55?
No.
Okay, I'm on under 55. How do you feel confident taking Bama after? But then again, Georgia kind of laid an egg too. It's look ahead spots for both of them, I guess. But the Iron Bowl's not a look ahead. look ahead spot for Georgia, I guess. Carson Beck did look good in the small sample size that I've seen him this year. Is Alabama's defense going to be able to contain them? I think so. I don't fucking know. I lean Georgia. I lean Georgia with the points.
Yeah, I'm going to take Alabama plus 6.5. Just because I think it's too many. I would have bet Georgia minus 4.5 when it opened, but it's not that anymore. So
I'm going to just stick with the under for now. I may add it. I may add something. I just worry about, I don't know. I mean, I'm expecting both defenses to play well. This is a tough one, though, because Alabama's been so wishy-washy in the beginning of the year, playing teams bad, losing to Texas, and then they clearly got it going and turned it around. But Milroe, what? I don't know. I don't know. Are you on this, Joseph?
Yeah, I'm also on Alabama plus 6.5.
Okay. This just feels like one of those, it's like the history of Alabama. It's hard to go against them, and you're going to give them nearly a touchdown. But we've been saying all year, at least beginning of the year, like the demise of Alabama is upon us.
yeah, we thought.
And then they turn the ship around. But they're a 4th and 31 away from this being a non-factor.
Yeah, and I feel like that's going to be the thing.
What do you mean?
Yeah.
Like
When they win.
That's going to propel them?
It's just going to be like, look
Their
back in the
Cinderella
season.
story.
Yeah, it's incredible. It's that they're even there.
That or they just get fucking trounced.
Yeah.
That's why I can see both. I can see Georgia coming out and just smacking the shit out of them. Because Carson Beck did look good against Tennessee and fucking... And Brock Bowers is healthy, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I'll stick with just the under currently. The American Athletic Championship, SMU and Tulane. This number's gone all over the place. Are you on this, Joseph?
Yeah, it's my lock, though.
Okay. So I got under 49 today. I was going to take SMU plus 6. And that's come down pretty substantially within a couple hours. So I'm going to take under 49.
What's it at now? The spread?
4, I see.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, there might be 4.5, I think, still.
Yeah, the big story here is obviously Preston Stone broke his leg. So Tulane was on the fortunate side of a lot of fumbles for UTSA and a couple picks. Frank Harris, that's what I said going into that game. I trust Michael Pratt to not turn the ball over in comparison. Frank Harris has been pretty loose with it. He turned it over quite a bit. So Tulane was on the fortunate side of that. The offense does not look like a well-oiled machine, though. So there's been plenty of times this year where they've played down to their opponent. They haven't been as efficient. And with all those turnovers that they got, they still only put up like 26 points, 29, whatever it was. So I'm going to take the under. SMU's defense has been really good. Tulane ran for 227 yards against UTSA. SMU is the 26th ranked run defense. So I don't think they're going to be able to do that. They're going to force Michael Pratt to kind of carry the brunt of the work, and he's capable, but I don't know that this Tulane team, they're not as good as they were last year. I understand the record says otherwise. But they're not. They're not as explosive on offense. If you can stop the run, it's going to make life a little bit more difficult for Pratt. So I'll take the under 49, and I'm wishing I would have took SMU plus 6.
How did the backup do?
Not bad. Not bad. He's not bad. I think he's got 3 touchdowns, no interceptions on the year. Pretty good. It's small sample size. Things like 18 to 24. Good completion percentage. No picks. Jennings, I think is his name. He's not bad. It's not a huge downgrade. And I think you're seeing that. You're seeing that in the market now. Because this was nearly a touchdown today. Now you're down to 4. So, I don't know. I'm going to take under 49.
Yeah, I'm going to take SMU plus 4.5.
I wish we could have got a fucking 6.
Yeah, it's a defense. 4th in yards per play allowed. 4th and 3rd down defense. Kind of coincides with the over.
Yeah.
I mean, the under. So, yeah, we're going to take SMU plus 4.5.
Okay. And we'll get back to it later for Joseph's lock. App State and Troy in the Sun Belt Championship. I see Troy minus 6.5, give or take, and then over under 52.5, give or take. Do you feel good about this?
Yeah, I guess so.
I don't, so lead us to the water.
I'm gonna lay 6.5 with Troy.
Okay.
I just think their defense here. You look at App State's offense; it's good, but I think when you look at overall the team that Troy has, they have a decent offense, and a really really good defense. So I think it's kind of like I would probably lean under here too.
Mm-hmm.
I think App State probably struggles a little bit offensively here, and Troy's able to do enough to cover.
Okay. I'll follow you. I'll take them minus 6.5 as well. Like I said, I don't.
There's weather in that forecast, right?
Yeah, I like that better if that's the case. I don't know.
I think that helps both of y'all.
I don't know that. Let's see. Are you on this?
Me? No. I was looking at it though. I agree with you. I'd lean Troy.
Let's see. I'll pull up the forecast. Saturday. Oh yeah. Yeah, 100% chance. A lot of rain. What time do they play? 3?
Yeah, I believe so.
Oh yeah, it'll be raining all day.
Yeah.
Beautiful. Does that make you feel better?
Yeah.
Good. Because Troy wants to run the ball, play
Yeah,
good
they wanna
defense.
run.
App State wants to throw it. All right, there you go. You got anything more on that, or we're
No,
good?
that's it.
Big Ten championship, Michigan and Iowa. Number 3 ranked Wolverines, number 17 ranked Hawkeyes. It's the return of Jim Harbaugh. I'm going to lay the points. I don't like this, but I got to have the action. I got to have the action. Jim Harbaugh's back, 23 points in favor of Michigan. I'm going to lay it because Michigan should not allow Iowa to score. I understand Michigan just lost Zinter, snapped his leg like a twig. They have injuries at cornerback. Iowa doesn't want to throw it. They might want to. They can't. It's impossible. So I don't think that Iowa finds the end zone once. Michigan, just grind away, play your game, put some points on the board. They should be able to cover this number. I could see it getting a little fucked up because Michigan's not going to give a shit about the Big Ten championship. They got bigger fish to fry. But I just don't see Iowa finding the end zone. So Penn State beat the dog shit out of Iowa. Michigan beat the dog shit out of Penn State. So I'll lay the 23 with the Wolverines. You taking the Hawkeyes?
No, I'm taking Michigan.
You gonna lay the number?
Yeah.
As am I.
Okay. All right, there you go. You got a consensus on Michigan minus 23. The final game before our locks, the ACC championship, Louisville, Florida State. Florida State's 2.5-point favorites, over under 48.5. Is this your lock?
Yeah.
Okay, I was gonna say. Interesting. I'm taking the points with Louisville. I don't like Plummer. Jeff Brom, I've been saying I feel like they've overachieved at Louisville, but sometimes the stars just align for you, and they have in this case. Rodemaker is the starting quarterback for Florida State. He should be in concussion protocol because he got knocked the fuck out, and they let him come waddling back into the game. Louisville's got a lot of guys on offense that can put points on the board. Thrash, Jordan. They've got dynamic playmakers. They just need to have a competent quarterback. We'll see if we can get that. It does worry me because Florida State still has a good D-line. Verse was getting off early and often. But you don't lose your quarterback and keep winning. It just doesn't happen, not when he's the caliber that Jordan Travis is. The committee's not going to want him to win. They might pull some strings. They might do some shady shit. I don't know. I'm taking the points with Louisville plus 2.5. What are you taking, Joseph?
I'm not on that one, but I would lean Louisville.
Okay. I think all we have left is locks, correct? Or what? Do you have another one?
Me? No, that was it.
You're
Nope.
good?
Yep.
All righty. All right. There you go. Now for the most important bets of the week, our locks.
It's a lock. Kramer, you've had this thing under control for almost 3 years now. But it's a lock.
They need that fucking juice. They need that next bet. They need. Come on. Yes! When they win, they go fucking crazy.
You're a bad motherfucker. Go in that shower, grab your fucking nuts, and tell the world somebody's sniffing my fucking nutsack today. Because I ain't got time to fuck around no more.
All right, for my lock of the week, I'm going to Oregon and Washington, the Pac-12 championship. It's the rematch, and how do you not lay the points with Oregon? Since Washington won the first matchup, they played 6 games. 4 of those 6 were won by 1 score. It took Arizona State throwing a pick 6 in the fourth quarter. They still had a chance to go down and win the game. Oregon State had a game-winning chance down to Washington State was live through the entire game. Bo Nix is one dominant performance away from unfortunately winning the Heisman Trophy, and they already have lost to this team, so they've got the bulletin board material. I think Penix is hurt. He's missing routine throws. I saw it against Wazoo. I'm laying 9 points with Oregon as my lock of the week.
Yeah, Louisville, Florida State. Louisville outgained Kentucky 403 to 289. They turned it over 3 times and lost the football game. Florida State was stuffed on over 40% of its runs last week against Florida. They rushed for 1.0 line yards per rush. Louisville had the 10th ranked rush defense this season. They stuffed 24% of opponents' runs and allow only 2.5 line yards per rush. Against the pass, they ranked 67th, but they only allow 24% success rate on passing downs. I'm still a big believer in Florida State's defense. I think they certainly have the edge against this Louisville offense. As bad as I want Louisville to win, I'm not going to bet them. Because of Florida State's defense, I'm going to take the under 48.5. It's going to be total fucking chaos trying to figure out who's going to get into the college football playoff.
Holy shit, I didn't even... Yeah, I'm on the under 48.5 too.
Okay.
Right when you said it, it triggered it, just so there's no confusion. So I'm not lying. I should have said that. Good, I like that. Sorry, you reminded me. Yeah, no, I would agree.
I think Florida State's going to win, but
Well, I hope they don't.
I don't want them to, but
Well, let's all hope they don't.
maybe they'll just win by 2.
That'll work, whatever. Or they could just lose.
This is going to be the most controversial.
What did you say about the run with Florida State last week?
Oh, they sucked.
Yeah. I mean, it was so deceiving because I think Benson ended up with, like 3 touchdowns?
Yeah.
But if you watch that entire game, that's why I picked Florida State. I thought they'd be able to run the shit out of the ball. They got stuffed.
Yeah, which
Benson
was
couldn't get it going.
kind of surprising because wasn't it
Yeah.
Kentucky that ran all over Florida?
Yes.
Mhm.
Ray Davis.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, it was on the wrong side of that.
And then Louisville just played Kentucky. They didn't really do bad against the run against Kentucky. I think they allowed under 100 yards. So I think Louisville's defense is what kind of keeps them around. But it's gonna be Florida State's defense that obviously, hopefully, we'll see what happens.
Alrighty, there you go. That is our best bets for conference championship. Oh wait, no, I'm tripping.
I got you.
Go ahead, my bad.
You're good.
Go ahead.
You touched on it. I'm on it as well. My lock of the week is SMU and Tulane's under 49. One thing you didn't mention, I don't know if you saw this, but there's a lot of bad weather over here this weekend as well.
Yeah,
I think I saw it's 80%
I knew there was
chance of rain.
I knew there was for Sunday. I knew Sunday was going to be terrible, so that
Yeah.
makes sense.
Yeah, this one's going to be bad too. Bad weather, just like we talked about with the Troy game.
Yeah,
SMU, we know they can air the ball out, but like y'all touched on, Stone's out. They might have to lean more on the run in this one. That's going to be tough, especially being on the road in bad weather against a 5th-ranked Tulane rushing defense, giving up only 86 yards per game on the ground. And on the other side, Nick, I think you talked about it as well. SMU's got a pretty good defense as well, ranking 13th overall in total defense, giving up only 17 points per game. I think the defenses are going to do enough in this one to stay under the 49.
there you go. Alrighty, that is our best bets for conference championship weekend, as well as our locks of the week. So we'll do a quick recap. In order, not really, but whatever. Liberty -10 over 54 in Conference USA Championship. In the Big 12 Championship, I'm taking Texas -14 over 55. I think Texas lays a big number here. The MAC Championship, I'm taking Miami of Ohio +8. Mountain West, I'm taking UNLV +2.5. In the American Athletic, I'm taking the under 49 in SMU and Tulane. SEC Championship, I'm taking the under 55. I may add a side later on. The Sun Belt Championship, I'm taking Troy -6.5. Big Ten Championship, Michigan -23. The ACC Championship, Louisville +2.5, and the under 48.5. And my lock of the week is going to be the Pac-12 Championship, the Oregon Ducks -9.
All right. We're on Liberty -10. The Oregon team total under 38.5. Texas -14. Toledo -7.5. UNLV +2.5. Alabama +6.5. SMU +4.5. Troy -6.5. Michigan -23. And we're on the Louisville, Florida State under 48.5 for the lock of the week.
Oregon at Washington, I'm on the over 66.5. Oklahoma State and Texas, I'm going to lay the 14 with the Longhorns. I'm going to take Alabama +6.5 against Georgia. I'm going to lay the big number 23 with Michigan. And for my lock of the week, I'm also on the under 49 in the SMU Tulane game.
Alrighty. There you go. Look, we're coming off of one of the best weeks we've ever had on this show collectively. But that's not what's tough. What's tough is doing it again. We did it once, you got to do it again. If you give it all back, what was the point? So, but again, it's kind of a double-edged sword here because we are going to get aggressive down the stretch. We pick every single bowl game, which is right around the corner. So we're going to see what we can do. We're responsibly trying to bury our bookies. So, and phase 1 has already been initiated. So phase 2 is going to be this weekend. The NFL, much like college football, the NFL went very well. Thursday, the bulk of my games were all on Thursday. Started off with a loser, -7.5 with the Lions. Bad pick, clearly. The Lions are overrated. They don't win on Thanksgiving either, so I should have known that. -7.5 was a horrific number. Clearly wrong number there. Then we rattled off 4 straight wins. Cowboys -11, they beat the shit out of them. 49ers -6.5, they beat the shit out of them. Ravens -3.5. We'll talk about that because Zay Flowers. I saw everybody saying, like, oh, you got lucky, it's bullshit. What the fuck are we talking about? The greatest field goal kicker in the history of the game missed a 40-yarder that would have secured the cover. So I don't want to hear anything about you got lucky because we got incredibly unlucky, and then we got lucky. Zay Flowers took it to the crib. We were watching. I was like, Justin Tucker's going to get redemption. I was like, you either got to get stuffed or busted. Either one. They didn't get stuffed, but they fucking busted it. So Ravens with a late touchdown. Thank you to Zay Flowers. Steelers -1 is my lock of the week. Like I said, the offense wasn't all of a sudden just going to start clicking and be this spectacular showing, and it was not. It was not. Kenny Pickett put up more yards, but no touchdowns. It was a little dicey there down the stretch, but the defense settled in, and exactly as I thought. The backup quarterback is not as good as Joe Burrow. Who would have thought? They weren't able to do anything in the second half. Steelers pull away, and 1-point favorite as my lock of the week. They get the job done. 4-1 on the week for me. Brings me to 29-32, 6-6 in my locks of the week. So again, like I said, we got out of the gutter on both fronts, college football and NFL. We're not completely head above water yet, but we're very close. You had same thing, 5 plays. You also went 4-1.
Yeah, all the plays on Thanksgiving were so easy cruising. The Egg Bowl never came close to the total. Then we had the Lions +7.5. They
Packers.
We had the Packers +7.5. They took the lead early and then really never kind of looked back. I didn't expect the Lions to lose though.
Yeah.
Jared Goff did the turnover thing that
Yes.
he does.
Second week in a row.
Cowboys -10.5, total blowout. San Francisco -6.5 was my lock of the week. They win easily. We had the Saints +1. We kind of touched on it earlier in the podcast. It's dark times ahead for the Saints.
Yeah.
And then we had the Ravens -3.5.
No, it was
4-1.
Yeah, it was a great week. Joseph, what did you do?
I thought I was on my way to a great week as well, but it ended up average. Pissed me off. I was pissed off Sunday, man. I'm all happy Thanksgiving because I ended up, getting the 2-1, and then my lock hit on Friday, the Black Friday game.
Oh, yeah.
I'm feeling freaking good. And then Sunday comes, and Amendola wants to bounce a freaking 58-yard field goal right off the front of the post.
Oh, yeah.
Just to shatter my over. Just a killer. And then wrong side of Denver and Cleveland. I never would have guessed the over hitting that one either. But Denver's playing good. I'll give them credit. So I finished 3-3. Started off 3-1 going into Sunday. lost those two. So that brings me to 20-30 overall in the NFL, and I hit my lock with the Jets. So that brings me to 4-8, my locks.
Okay. All righty. Let's get into it. NFL week, what is it, 13?
Yes.
Thursday night, Seahawks and Cowboys. Dallas is 9-point favorites. Total sits at 46.5. You want me to go first?
Yeah.
I'm going to lay the 9 with Dallas. Ever since Dallas burned me, they've been beating the dog shit out of everybody. I'm not really impressed with the Seahawks. People were trying to call the Seahawks a contender earlier in the year. I never really thought so. They've been struggling as of late. So they've lost 3 out of their last 4. They just got trounced by San Francisco. I would say they got trounced by Baltimore on the road. Dallas has been running through everybody, including their divisional opponents, since they lost to Philly. So I'm going to lay the points on a short week. I'm going to lay the 9. 5-0 at home.
Yeah, I get worried about keep laying over a touchdown with Dallas, but I'll just go Cowboys first half minus 5.5.
Okay. Which way are you going, Joseph?
I'm laying the 9.
Okay.
There's no reason to think otherwise.
Is Kenneth Walker still out?
Yeah.
I'm not sure if he's coming back or not.
Oh, I thought, okay.
I didn't think he was, but
Some of my fantasy leagues have him projected for points, but
yeah,
you know how that is.
yeah. I know you keep fucking losing when I need you to win too.
I tried.
No, you didn't.
I'm playing teams. They're scoring points on me.
You didn't even come close to winning. Must be nice though.
I probably would have beaten most of you bums.
Not me.
Not me.
Yeah. So who are you talking to? Ghosts? I've had the most points scored against me, second most, by a very small margin. Lucky for you, you've had the least. You want to talk about teams putting
Yeah,
points
I've
up
had
on
the
you.
most points scored as well.
Yeah, well, it's a good combo when no one can put up points against you. That's lucky.
It's by a landslide, too.
Yeah,
I don't even think
it's
it's
not even close.
Like, you outscored everybody, and it's not close at all.
Yeah, well, I'm talking about the points scored against them.
Yeah, it's not close.
That's not close either?
I don't know. All right.
I'm by far and away the best team in this league.
No, I don't think you win.
Look,
I don't think you're going to win.
I'm
Chiefs
not
have an
saying you're
offensive
not,
problem.
but you don't want
No,
to go
they do
saying
not
stuff
have
like
an
that.
offensive problem.
Why is he telling you? I think you've plateaued. You've plateaued.
No, the best time to go on a slump is right now because it's going to pick back up once playoffs
You're
start.
definitely nervous, though. I can tell.
No, I'm not nervous.
You just answered what I said to him. That's a sign that you're
because they
nervous.
don't.
He's
They scored
nervous.
31
He's
last
nervous.
weekend.
You're definitely worried.
I'm not
there's
saying you
chinks-
don't.
There's
I'm not
chinks,
saying it.
There's chinks in your team's armor, without question.
We'll see.
I mean, there is. Travis Kelce hasn't been exactly up to stuff.
He's doing well.
You're not worried that he's a little distracted going to Argentina for
No,
fucking.
just wait for Just wait for the end of the season, dude. When Swift comes to the games again, it's gonna be game over for you boys.
You're definitely worried. You're definitely worried.
I am not
Why do you say it like that?
I need a Cinderella story just to make the fucking playoffs, but I'm handling my own business. I need help from everybody else. You couldn't beat fucking whoever it was, Josh.
No, I played.
Josh?
I don't know. He lost to somebody that he
Dude.
shouldn't have lost to.
I played to somebody that scored 165 points.
Yeah, so did I.
Yeah, whatever. All right. Saints and Lions. I'm going to take the under 46.
Okay.
That's all I got, really. I don't know that the Lions come in and just like trounce the defense. I don't trust us to score anything. So clearly we don't trust the kicker who made 4 kicks in a row. So yeah, I'm taking under 46. I think it. I don't think. I think it's too high. You don't have a thought?
I don't really lean any way with the side. It's at 4, huh?
Yeah,
That's a 4.5.
yeah. You can get either one.
Yeah, I mean, there's not much bright spots for the Saints right now, so.
No, not at all. I'm hoping the defense comes out and does something
Yeah.
though. So, but I also don't think we're going to score shit. So
The Lions defense
it ain't that good.
has been great.
How many total you got?
2 more.
Okay, good.
1, then my lock.
Go with the 1.
I'm gonna lay the 3 with San Francisco. Big surprise.
Why is that big surprise?
Because I think San Francisco's the best.
Huh.
I think Philadelphia, I mean, while they've been winning, it's kind of been.
It's been a little more
Yeah,
scrappy.
a little bit. Rocky, who they play before the Bills? We bet against them,
Kansas
we
City.
bet on them. Yeah, close
Offense problem.
game where they might have lost if
If they could
Buddy
score
had
points.
hands.
Yeah,
but
if KC could put points on the board.
Yeah, I think San Francisco's defensive pass rush creates a problem here.
Yeah, I'm on the Niners.
Hurts
I'm on the
not be able
Niners
to
as
do
well.
as much with his legs against this team.
Yeah, I'm on the Niners as well. The Eagles really haven't looked all that spectacular. It's almost kind of astounding that they are 10-1. I mean, they played Dallas close, they played KC close, they played Buffalo close, they played Washington close, just in the last 4 games. So, yeah, pretty much for exactly what you said. I think that that D line for San Francisco is a problem. The D line for Philly is a problem too. Jordan Davis and Jalen Carter,
Yeah.
and then you've got
Fletcher Cox.
yeah, and
I think
then
he got hurt.
who's the other one? Brandon Graham.
Graham.
Reddick. They got a lot. They got a revolving door of guys that can get after him. I'm going to lay the points with the Niners, though. It is like two of the 2 top teams in the NFC, and then home team getting points. That worries me.
Mm-hmm.
But I do think that I think the Niners, not that anyone needs it more, I guess, but the Niners are 8-3. So maybe you see a little bit more urgency. I doubt it, but you just had Philly go to overtime with Buffalo in a tough game, in the rain too. So I'll take the points. I'll lay the points with the Niners. Are you on this one, Joseph?
No.
Okay.
I have one more and then my lock.
You can go ahead with your one more.
I'm going to go under 42.5 Chiefs at Packers.
Okay.
Under what?
42.5. Why? Do you see something different?
No, I was just
wondering.
it's kind of low, huh, for the Chiefs.
Well,
yeah.
Should tell you something.
I think it could be snow in the forecast. It's going to be right around freezing. They said it could drop below that. And we saw the Packers defense get after Goff last week on Thanksgiving, forcing 3 fumbles. I think they could have some success at home getting after Mahomes in this game and slow him down enough to stay under this number. And offensively, the Packers are young. Love could have a tough time in this game against a good Chiefs defense as well. So take the under.
My only pushback on that would be Goff's a dipshit and was fumbling when he was scrambling. So
yeah.
And Mahomes is not.
Yes, correct.
Wait, I thought you thought he was.
Me?
Yeah. Or is he just struggling?
I never said Mahomes was struggling.
No, the Chiefs.
Yeah, I said they don't have weapons.
Yeah.
They have an
They're
offense.
figuring it out.
They're not. All right, all we have left is our locks of the week.
It's a lock, Kramer. You've had this thing under control for almost 3 years now. But it's a lock.
They need that fucking juice. They need that next bet. They need. Come on. Yes! When they win, they go fucking crazy.
You're a bad motherfucker. Go in that shower, grab your fucking nuts, and tell the world somebody's sniffing my fucking nuts.
Oh, it's the Chiefs.
Your lock?
Yeah.
Really?
Chiefs minus 6.5 going on the road to face Green Bay.
Oh, it's the Chiefs.
They the Packers have the 27th ranked rush defense in the country. The NFL. So I think the Chiefs. We talk about the struggles. It's like one way to kind of make things easier is to run the ball. They can. I think Green Bay. When we've seen the Chiefs defense struggle, it's been against teams that can kind of run the ball. Green Bay has been struggling to do that. So I'm gonna lay the 6.5 on the road.
The Chiefs are my lock of the week as well. And it's because of the defense. So I don't think the Packers really find the end zone very much in this. Total's low for a reason. I don't think it's because I understand that the Chiefs do have an offensive problem, but they have the best player in football in Patrick Mahomes. Jordan Love's not about to go snow, rain, sunshine. It doesn't matter. I don't think he's going to go into a shootout. It's not going to be a shootout, but he's not going to go in a head-to-head matchup with Patrick Mahomes and come out the victor. Just don't see it, especially when you have a defense like the Chiefs now have. That's the difference maker in this game. Like Joseph said, they were able to get after Jared Goff. Patrick Mahomes ain't Jared Goff. So even with the lack of weapons, I would take the Chiefs 10 out of 10 times before I took the Lions. Even with surrounded by weapons, Amon-Ra St. Brown and Jahmyr Gibbs and all them, don't care. I would take Patrick Mahomes in a heartbeat. So I've never once said that it's because of Patrick Mahomes that they're struggling. So and they're not struggling, but they're just not putting up points on the board like we're used to. I think this is a good spot. Sunday night, kind of silence some of the some of the doubters, they're very good on the road. I'm going to lay the 6.5 with the Chiefs.
Yeah, they
It's my lock
came
of the week.
back down 14 to the Raiders this weekend.
Yeah.
To win 31-17.
Outscored them 31-3
Yep.
after the first quarter.
Yeah. So consensus lock on the Chiefs. What is your lock, Joseph?
I'm gonna go Falcons at Jets. I'm gonna take the under here. Under 34. I know it's super low. It's that low for a reason. It doesn't. The Falcons beating us doesn't do anything for me. I think the Jets defense is gonna play well at home. I like the Williams brothers and this tough front seven to clog up the running lanes, which is Atlanta's strength, and force Ritter into making some mistakes on the road. I would take the Jets +3, but offensively they're so freaking bad and Atlanta has a pretty good defense as well. So I'm scared off that line, but I'm going to stick with the under for my lot.
Alrighty, there you go. There's our best bets of the week for the NFL. We'll recap real quick. Thursday night, I'm taking the Cowboys -9, the Lions and Saints under 46, the 49ers -3, and my lock of the week is going to be the Kansas City Chiefs -6.5.
Cowboys first half -5.5. We're going with the 49ers -3. And for the lock of the week, it's going to be the Chiefs -6.5.
I'm also on Cowboys -9. Chiefs Packers, I'm going under 42.5. And for my lock of the week, Falcons and Jets under 34.
Alrighty, there you go. That is our best bets for the week. Episode 173 is in the books. Do you have anything to say before we go?
Jaden Daniels for Heisman. I once coined the phrase, Bo Nix sucks crow dicks. There's no way he wins the Heisman now.
Do you have anything to say before we go?
Good luck.
Everybody hit subscribe, YouTube, Spotify, Apple Podcasts. It doesn't matter. We're coming off of one of the most profitable weeks that we've ever had. A lot of these fucking dweebs have gone silent now. Can't find them. They were rooting on the downfall. They were fading the picks. They have no more money. We're going to make more this week. Y'all have a good one. Who dat?
The house always wins. Play long enough, you never change the stakes. The house takes you. Unless, when that perfect hand comes along, you bet big, and then you take the house. Been practicing this. A little bit. Did I rush it? Felt like I rushed. It was good. I liked it.